morning. At least it's morning right now where I'm at. We are getting ready to go on kind of a foraging walk through the woods, and I'm going to be talking some. I'm going to start out talking about manzanita berries, but I'm really not going to get into that so much. I'm going to do another video on that later. But the first few minutes, but it's not all about that. We're going to be looking at some other plants and other trees and a cool old cedar, old time fence, and come along with me on this walk. It's going to be really nice. I hope you enjoy it. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and let's go. Oh, this is after when I went, I collected something, and because I'm making my intro at the end of my walk. And I made some tea, so I'm going to sit here and enjoy this. But anyway, come on, we'll go back to my video and you can see what's going on. Hello, I was so busy moving this summer and trying to get my garden set up and trying to get the whole place, from bare ground scratch set up and basically. And I missed something. Good morning, Elsa. I already said good morning to you when I moved you over here, huh? Yes. Anyway, I wanted to make a video for you guys about a plant called manzanita, and I'm also going to do the madrone trees. But the manzanita was ripe already, the manzanita berries. But it is a fantastic, very interesting plant, shrub, mini tree, whatever you want to call it. And I think I've missed, they probably will, different areas. Remember I've talked to you about mini climates within your garden. Well, in a way, it's kind of that way in the forest and stuff too, because some areas the berries will be ripe sooner than others, depending how much sun it gets. Maybe it stays a little cooler in a dip between the hills and it won't ripen quite as fast, or, things like that. So there's kind of many climates within the forest as well. Well, I used to live... Oh, I'm not going to get into that. Let's just talk about Ooh, what was that? I missed it. Doggone it. There it goes. What was it? I think it was, I don't know, his wingspan was, I don't know what that was. It was a big bird of some sort. I don't know if it was a hawk or an eagle. I think it seemed bigger than a hawk, but it didn't seem to be an eagle either. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I'm walking down. There's some little manzanita plants through here, but I am not seeing any berries. I looked at some of the smaller ones up here. Like this is a little one. These are little ones. But we're going to talk more about it. But I'm not seeing any berries at all. We have bears that live here local, and bears love the berries, so they may have stripped them already. Yeah, I've got a family of cougars, a family of bears, deer, bobcats, fox. I think I told you about the little baby black fox. Not sure. I think I told you about that. I've got over 400 videos on my channel. So now here's a little stand of young ones. I don't see a berry one anywhere on these. My goodness. Look at the red bark. We're going to talk there's things you can do with the bark. There's things you can do with the leaves. You can eat the berries. And they have little bell flowers. It's related to the blueberry plant, actually. The berries on the manzanita are slightly sweet. I'm going to turn you off for a second and look a little further. There it goes. Did you see it? There it is. I don't know if you can see him. Can you see him flying down? He's huge, whatever he is. Wonder what he is. Okay, let's see if we can get him in. Is he still there? It's way far. I don't think you can see. I can't bring it in any closer. Don't know what he is. He might be, scavenger bird. He's big, whatever he is. Anyway, here's some of them. Isn't it beautiful that you can make beautiful things out of the trunks and stuff too? There is not one berry. Maybe it's the drought. There is not one berry. I figure in some places you can actually eat them when they're green. They're a little more sour, and when they're just starting to turn, they're kind of like sweet tarts because they're sour and sweet. But I can see where there was some berries, but it's totally stripped. There's not a berry anywhere. The bears have probably eaten all the berries. Anyway, they ripen in the fall, so I was thinking probably late August in some areas, September, but this is like October 30th today, and I figured it was too late, but I've been down and around a few times, and I don't recall seeing anything red out here hanging off. There is just no berries. There's tons of madrone here. To be careful or run into the bear or something. I don't want to do that. It's been so warm, I doubt the bears will even hibernate. We're supposed to have a warm winter, so there is not a berry anywhere. There is not a red anything showing. But anyway, we're going to talk more about this in the spring. Maybe when it blossoms, I'll collect some blossoms and then I'll go through the whole thing. But right now, October 30th, 2022, there is no berries. Look at this madrone. I listened to one guy. Some people do videos, but it was his first time really doing anything with madrone, was just relaying things, what he thought and what he seen around that was in Arizona. He said they don't get over 5 feet tall. Or not usually. I laughed because we had an old one at one place that I lived that was, it was probably 100 years old, and it was just huge. This thing here is probably 20 feet tall. I mean, it is a tree, basically. That's fairly old manzanita. And even way up there, I don't see any berries. So any lower ones were probably stripped by critters. I was thinking maybe they'd all been eaten, but, well, the birds can get up high, so, yeah. There is some beautiful shapes right in this area. You can just think of the beautiful stuff you could make with that as far as decorations and stuff. But, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The twisting of the gray and the red. And then you go up this cedar, and it's cool looking. And then look at that oak. I mean, look at that cool twist in the trunk of the oak and how it comes down. I mean, it is like, isn't that cool? And then next to it's another huge, big cedar. I mean, but it's just, it must be the artist in me. I'm not a great painter or anything, but I do have I'm kind of I'm into music and creative stuff. I love creative things, and I love beautiful things. I guess you don't have to be creative to like beautiful things, but gosh, it's just so pretty. Oh, look. That right there is a fir. If I can get over there, it's still warm, but it's cool in the mornings, and it's cool. Excuse me, I am trying to think. If I got up there, stepping in that brush, I don't want to step on a rattler. Yeah, but I'd love to get a handful of that to make some tea this morning. I'm going to see if there's one a little closer on my walk this morning. Well, I can come back and get that later, I guess, if I don't find any more. Okay, on the other side of the road, here's some right here. So, it's not, get you back down, not too bad here. I'm going to get, it is by this driveway, but there's not that much traffic here. Being only 5'12", I can't get too high. So I'm going to turn you off. It's hard to do this with one hand and get me some pine needles for some tea. Okay, now when you're collecting, you can use any. I've used any of the pine needles. The greener the better. But the best is, do you see, even this fall, this tip has grown. Do you see, can you see where it's, I'm trying to put my hand behind it so you can see the difference. I don't know. But it's lighter on about this part down. That's the new growth tips. Those are the best to use for the best tea. And probably getting the most vitamin C and that type of thing. So I'll probably just pull that tip off along with some others I have here. And I don't want to do all of it. Now, I didn't do all of those bare branches down there. I think those needles have just fallen off because of our drought. You don't want to take all in one place. Just here and there, grab some, maybe from different trees if they're available, so you don't hurt the trees. I know there's lots of trees, but this one's a fir. Let me get some of these. Just those green tips. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea this morning. Oh man, things echo through the woods. Can you hear my chickens? Hear 'em? I don't know if you can hear them or not, but I can. In the spring, see those ferns? When they first come up and they kind of curl around. They're called fiddleheads. And you can eat that. Right now you wouldn't want to eat them. But, yeah, the fiddleheads you can eat too. Well, boy, I'd love to walk through there. I didn't even bring my walking stick because I wanted to video and talk to y'all. Wow. It's thick. I don't know who owns this over here. Maybe a logging company. They're down a little ways. I used to, anyway, I used to walk logging roads a lot. And ride horses on them and stuff, but I won't go by myself. Now, oh, here's some more little pines. Now, this is a little ponderosa pine coming up. That'll be good tea, too. I have to remember where that's at. Oh, and another fir. There's more over here I can get to. Been hard to find them right around where I live. It's mostly just cedars have taken over. Here's another madrone tree. Yes, there are madrone trees. They can grow into a tree. Look how big that is. Not madrone, I'm sorry. Yeah, that one is madrone. Is that madrone or manzanita? They're very closely. It's dead, whatever it is. I can't even tell from the leaves because it's dead. There's no leaves. It's just dead. So I can't really tell. These are all scrunched up. But madrone and manzanita are very, very similar, but I'll show you some differences. Now, this right here is a madrone that's dying. The leaves are different on these. They do have kind of a red bark that peels, and there is stuff you can do with that. You can actually make a tea of that. The red bark used to fall on our horse's trough and turn the water a light brown years ago, and that was when I was younger. And I thought, man, I hope that's not poisonous. Actually, what it was making a tea that was very healthy for the horses. So, at least it's healthy for us. I don't know if you can tell how steep this is. The camera does not portray. This is extremely steep. I couldn't even walk this far. I could barely walk anywhere when I first came up here. Instead of building my sea legs, I'm building my mountain legs. That is a dogwood. It's really pretty when it blooms. Your wild dogwood blossoms are white. There are some people up here that have planted the pink dogwood that have pink blossoms. one place has pink and white mixed together, like the trees planted together, and it's really pretty in this spring when you drive by, and early summer. And now they make little red berries, and I don't think they're poisonous, but they don't taste good. They're mealy and hard, and they're just nothing anybody would really be interested in, probably. Okay, here's a manzanita, and you can see where, I don't know what happened there. I guess they got pulled off, or they never matured, or it doesn't look like anything ever came of it. No, that's just the tips where it's growing out the leaves. It's not where the berries were. I don't think there was any berries. At least it's growing some new leaves. But I don't see a berry anywhere. Guys, this is really getting steep. Almost to the top. I did it. Looking down there. It's amazing. Isn't this a cool fence? It's been here probably over 20 years. Cedar. It was fresh cedar and fresh split when he put it up. Actually, I was here when that happened and saw it. Helped a little bit. Yeah. Oh, look, right here. Right here is more. More fir needles. Ooh, nice tender ones on the end, too. I don't want to pick them. I'm going to save them for another cup of tea sometime. I've got plenty. Oh, look. Here's a little one coming up. I can get a few off that. I want to take too many. Look at these rocks. You would think they would be really hard to split, right? Well, for us they would, but a tiny little seed dropped down in here and begin to grow. And slowly over time, that little tiny seed began to split the rock. It grew, and over much, much time, a lot of work was done in splitting a rock. Maybe we can learn some lessons from that, huh? Sometimes something that seems insurmountable, if you just keep at it, and even just a tiny little bit, every day, eventually, you'll be able to conquer whatever that thing is that you're trying to work through. And I'm going to leave you all with that and wish you all a blessed day.